Yo, what's happening, YouTube? To all my subscribers, I salute you. Salute to the real and death to the fake. Real quick, I want to drop this and unload and unpack this and get back to what I was doing. Matter of fact, I was watching some T Street controversy, and he's doing a recap on Errol Spence versus Sean Porter. And I want to get back to that, but I want to go ahead and drop this real quick because before I was watching that, I was watching some interviews on Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. And he just said one thing that caught my attention in a negative way. And he said, these boxers nowadays, because of the Mayweather effect, don't want to take a loss. This is not the first time I heard this. And I've heard it before on platforms that I do respect. So all due respect to you, and I salute. On my platform, on my channel, I have about 458 subscribers or 450 subscribers, something like that. So I know right now I'm at risk with what I'm about to say. I might lose 100 subscribers. So, I have to say what has to be said. Either way, I'm tired of hearing the Mayweather effect. I do not understand the logic between tarnishing someone's attempt to achieve perfection. Since the beginning of mankind, man has always strived to achieve perfection and flawlessness in every single facet of life, in every single sport, in business, in life in general. We have always been in the pursuit of being perfect, of being without flaw. So why are we giving flack to fighters and terming it the Mayweather effect when they're not trying to be defeated? Now, I know I'm going to hear a lot of cherry pick this and cherry pick that, but I'm going to go ahead and steer this conversation into another realm, into another sports realm, should I say. If you think of any other sport, all athletes are trying to achieve perfection, even if it's just for a small moment. You can go into any bowling arena. What bowler is not trying to bowl a perfect 300? What golfer is not trying to get that hole in one? What pitcher is not trying to pitch a perfect game where he doesn't get any hits, not a bunt, not a foul ball, not a home run, but a perfect game? What NBA player is not trying to have a flawless record for 1 year and sweep the finals? Every single sport I can imagine, the idea, the pursuit is to be perfect as possible, to not take losses. Now, I understand in life, we all take losses. This is a fact of life, that when you take a loss, you learn how to grow from your loss and become a better person, a stronger person, a more equipped person. So I understand the analogy in boxing that when you take a loss, everybody loves the comeback story. It shows grit. It shows warrior. It shows real life expectations, where every day you might lose. You might get knocked down 10 times, but you get up 11 and you keep moving. That's the passion of life. But also, when we have those rare moments in our lives where everything is perfect, when our dreams, when our hard work and our success all meets up together and it all combines to accumulate to a perfect moment in your life, in your time, those times should also be saluted, because that is the purpose of life, to have moments in life of absolute perfection where you wouldn't want to change a thing. So Mayweather's boxing career inside the ring, 49-0, because I don't count Conor McGregor and the Chinese guy that he fought. Those to me go out the window. But he did not event a perfect record. Matter of fact, once he got to a certain number, everybody tried to create a narrative of him in comparison to Rocky Marciano. So there was one before him that had no losses. But in every single sport and in every single business and in every single facet of life, there has always been the pursuit of perfection. There's no sport where you get punished for being perfect. That's the goal. That's the idea. That's the pursuit. Just for an example, Showbiz the Adult, highly respected YouTube channel of mine. He did a quick video yesterday that I watched, and he compared Roy Jones Jr. to Floyd Mayweather. I guess because he was receiving a lot of questions in his DM, who did he think, in his opinion, had the better career? And I respectfully disagree. Now, he admits that he is biased and he's a huge Roy Jones Jr. fan, which, as am I. He said Roy Jones had the most impressive career. I have to disagree. Only because it depends on your point of view. And you might be biased. But unbiasedly, if you just look at the facts, then there's no way in my mind that Roy Jones' career was better than Mayweather's. There was a point, if you zoom in with a peephole view lens, then there was a point in Roy Jones' career versus Mayweather's career where, yes, it was 10 times better, where he was flawless in the ring, where he could not be touched, and he was going through people like butter knife through butter. He was absolute phenomenal inside the ring. All you have to do is watch his highlight reel. But if you zoom out and look at the totality, the grand scheme, the entire picture of his resume, he was untouchable for a moment in his career. But once he started to get touched, he started to get touched. In Floyd Mayweather's career, never, not only not defeated, but never been down on the canvas in his professional career. The closest thing to him even being knocked down was when he fought Zab Judah. And he threw a punch, he got caught, slipped, lost his footing, and his hand brushed against the canvas. And that's the closest I can remember to him ever even being down in a fight. So when you zoom out and look at his entire career, and you see the entire picture, I see almost complete perfection. Spare me the minor details of cherry pick this and cherry pick that. It's like, to me, if I was to get a red car, whatever your favorite car is, get a perfect red car and drive it around for a year and never wash it. Drive it through the mud, drive it through the rain, drive it through the snow, and never wash it. And one day I decided to get some wax and and buff and shine and clean. Just one small portion of that car. If I took a picture and I zoomed in and sent it to you, you would look at your reflection in that car and you'd be like, man, that car is clean, cleansed. But if you was to zoom out and look at the total car that ain't been washed in a year, then your whole point of view would change. So when you look at Floyd Mayweather's career, and I know a lot of people want to say so many negative things about who he fought, how he fought, but in my mind, he's been fighting since I was a little kid. I'm 40 years old, and I remember him fighting all the names: Castillo, Diego Corrales, Saul Canelo Alvarez, Ricky Hatton, Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto, Zab Judah, beating these guys in their prime. Manuel Marquez, dominating guys. And I know, last but not least, a lot of people say, well, he fought Manny Pacquiao 5 years too late. That just does not sound logical to me. What is 5 years to someone that's older? Oh, he wasn't in his prime. Okay, he wasn't in his prime, but now, lo and behold, 4 years later, he's still kicking ass. Manny Pacquiao is still whooping ass, and people still asking to see that rematch. So how is it now that it's 4 years later, past the original 5 years, that you want to say you can discredit him for that fight? You just want to see the man take an L inside the ring. I'm sure there's other parts in his life he's taken many L's in. I'm sure his life is not perfect outside of the ring. There's some of his situations that are well documented of him taking losses. So, because he flaunts his money, and the narrative is he splurges all his money, and that's a narrative, a lot of people want to point out and hang over his head any flaw outside the ring, and on top of that, take his career inside the ring and judge that for being perfect as well. I'm tired of the narrative of the Mayweather effect, and I'm tired of people saying all of a sudden, ever since Mayweather effect, all the fighters are scared, they're ducking, they don't want to take real fights because they don't want to lose, because they don't have the same respect attached to their resume once they have an L. I don't think that's true. Canelo has an L, and in my mind, he's up there pound for pound. Lomachenko has an L. He's up there pound for pound. J. Rock Williams has an L, and to me, he's up there. He's a beast. I don't like when you try to say, all of a sudden, that fighters catch flack for losing. Since when? I don't believe it. Fighters take hits to their resume when they lose, and then they don't come back and redeem. That's all I got to say. I appreciate your time. I hope I didn't lose you. I hope I didn't lose 200 of my subscribers because I gave Floyd Mayweather a compliment. I just had to, be honest. So this is Nocturnal Thoughts. This is Salute to the Real. I appreciate you. Death to the fake. I'm out.